All right. Well, it looks like Ron DeSantis continuing his free fall in the polls. Now the question is, going to drop out or not? Some people are saying that. Let's look at it. Katie Pavlich is here, editor at townhall.com and Fox News contributor. Mark Simone, WR radio show host, and Kellyanne Conway, former counselor to President Trump, president of KA Consulting, Fox News contributor, and author of the excellent book, Here's the Deal. I want to put up on the full screen what Trump wrote a day or two ago on his Truth Social. Can we put this up? Ron DeSanctimonious is getting absolutely demolished for yesterday's performance in New Hampshire. No crowds, no enthusiasm, no interest. His campaign is in total disarray. He's hurting himself very badly for 2028. See, loyalty does matter with patriots. That's tough stuff. Mark Simone, I want to go to you on this. We talked about this at dinner last night. It's tough stuff, but it may be accurate stuff. And in your judgment, with the polls shifting, I mean, Vivek Ramaswamy is now, guys, 10%, closing in on DeSantis. DeSantis keeps falling. Is DeSantis going to be out of the race? What's your view? Serious question.
Listen, we like the guy. We got to do an intervention. We got to tell him, you're 44 years old. You're way too early. Wait 10 years when you're in your 50s and do it.
Okay. Here goes the media doing their thing again. I've been saying this for a while. It's just people like this in the mainstream media keep trying to push DeSantis back in our face, and we're shoving him right back at them like we don't want him. We don't want DeSantis. We don't want DeSanctimonious. We don't want him. Trump is telling you the truth. Trump has basically said what the people have been saying. Just the media doesn't want to listen to Trump because they think he's some crazy lunatic or off his rocker, when in reality he's actually saying what we want Trump to say. That's why Trump has the support of the people. He says what we are thinking. He's telling you DeSantis isn't the guy. Loyalty is big, right? And I've said that I won't say from day one, but for a while now, I've been talking about DeSantis's loyalty, right? He's not even loyal to Florida. What makes you think he's going to be loyal to America? He wasn't loyal to Trump, who is the reason why he's in that position. So that's two strikes where you haven't been loyal already. Like, nah, I'm cool, right? It was perfectly packaged for him to just sit back and chill and wait until 28. And he just could not do it. He couldn't do it. And now he's a sinking ship and probably has destroyed his political career forever. Once he's done being governor of Florida, he will never take office again. From what I've been, unless it's some kind of office in Florida of some sort, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. And I've said this for a while, and I made a video on it one time of the comment section underneath one of his posts. These are his followers, his supporters. Even his supporters are saying, we don't want you as our president. Keep doing your thing in Florida. I can't remember how long ago I made that video, but I've been talking about reading through the comments all the time with DeSantis' posts, and it's been the same thing across the board. We don't want you, DeSantis. We like you as governor, DeSantis, but Trump is our president, DeSantis. Trump is our president. People going as far as saying, hey, you ruined your chances for 28. And now Vivek Ramaswamy, somebody I've also talked about, who I really like, is now rising in the polls. Gonna surpass DeSantis in my estimation. I like Vivek. I actually just made a video on that maybe this past week or so about how I like Vivek. I think Vivek should be in Trump's administration in some capacity. I still think I like RFK Jr. as a vice president over Vivek. I think that would be an unbeatable ticket. And I did get my question clarified with in regards to RFK Jr. I came across an interview where he was directly asked about the Second Amendment. He was directly asked about it. Would you take away people's guns? And he said no. He said no. He said the only way that he would vote to do anything, pertaining to the Second Amendment is if, Republicans and Democrats came to some type of agreement on, the Second Amendment, that's a little bit concerning, right? But he did directly say, I won't try to push anything, that pertains to the Second Amendment and taking away people's guns. But if I was sent a bill where Republicans and Democrats agreed, he said I would sign off on it, which is, like I said, it's concerning, right? I'm not trying to, play favorites here or anything. I'm gonna be real. That's definitely concerning. But at the same time, he will just be a vice president. He won't actually be the president. And he did say he won't directly do anything. So that's good enough for me, in my humble opinion, to be vice president. I would never vote for him as president because of that. But as vice, I think he would make a great vice president, and I think him and Trump would do a fantastic job in the White House, and they would really get some stuff done. For obvious reasons. RFK, his family, come on now. And Trump has been attacked since day one. So they both, right, have every reason in the world to get this thing straight and back on course, right? So I like both of those gentlemen as president and vice president, and then Vivek as, I don't know, somebody in their administration of some sort in some capacity. And Ron DeSantis can ride off into the sunset because his political career is effectively over.
He doesn't have the campaign skills. He is, talk about failure to launch. He's just sinking. And you're right, Vivek will pass him pretty soon.
Yep.
And I don't think he has to drop out. He's just going to fade out and just wither and die on the vine there.
Kellyanne, what do you think about that?
Look, I've been long on the record that he should have waited to run, not just because of his age, but because he has a really big job that he just got reelected to do as governor of our third largest state, got reelected by 20 points. A lot of pressure from media for him to run. When the mainstream media tells you which Republican can win, run the other way. That's
facts. When the mainstream media continually try, and look, he's chuckling because he knows. He knows. I don't know this guy, but he sounded like he wanted to try to push him through. He was like, we love him. No, we don't. We don't. DeSantis has done nothing but sink since day one. He even said it himself at one point. He had to be real at some point. He said it's been a failure to launch. And that's exactly right. He shouldn't have launched in the first place. He should have stayed grounded and he would have been okay. But because mainstream media and the establishment want DeSantis, they tried so hard to try to push him out there, and the people have spoken. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. The people have spoken. They can't deny us. They cannot deny us. We have spoken loud and clear.
Number one, and most importantly, is so many donors convinced Ron DeSantis, you're the guy. You can beat Trump. You can beat Biden.
No, he can't.
They're lovely people in life. They're successful people, but they've never made a penny of their $1 billion giving political advice. I think DeSantis is ruining himself a little bit for 2028. It is, quote, early. Yes, he has a ton of money, raised $20 million this last quarter. That ain't nothing, Larry. He's got Robert Bigelow, one donor, giving another $20 million just to a super PAC. But if you don't have the skills, if you don't have the connective tissue with the people, and you've got this juggernaut called the former president of the United States as the front runner, who, by the way, is sending the Truth Social post about DeSantis being a disaster on the campaign trail in New Hampshire from Bedminster. Trump is the only one who didn't campaign on July 4th because he figures, I'm the front runner. I don't need to. Maybe part of the same reason he's thinking of not going to the first debate.
Now, don't get me wrong. I would love to watch Trump campaign, but he doesn't need to. We already know Trump. Come on, it's Uncle Trump, baby. What you talking about? I would love to go to one of his rallies. Honestly, would love it. Absolutely love it. I think it would be a great time. But he doesn't need to. And I don't care how much these billionaires, rich millionaires try to donate to DeSantis. I don't care how many DeSantis ads I see, and I have seen them, right? I've been served this Ron DeSantis ads to try to get me to vote for him. I don't care how many times you could show me 100 ads every single day and twice on Sunday. I don't care. I'm still not voting for the guy. Just because you spend money on ads doesn't mean people are gonna all of a sudden, oh yeah, actually I do like this guy. No, that's not how this works. It's not how this works. DeSantis has shown his true colors. He's a traitor. He's a traitor. Plain and simple. We don't want traitors. We don't want the old school politician type guys. And he seems like that. He says one thing on camera, but then, no. Don't want him. The people have spoken. Stop sending your money to this guy. Give it to Uncle Trump. If you're smart. These billionaires just wasting their money giving it to DeSantis at this point. His political career is over.
Katie Pavlich, I'm going to ask you how you see it, but I want to note the rise of Vivek Ramaswamy, who is not going to be president. Okay, I'm just going to say
I'd pick him over DeSantis in 28. That's for darn sure. Y'all, actually, that's a great poll question. Who you guys taking in 2028? Vivek Ramaswamy or Ron DeSanctimonious? In 2028, not 24, in 28. Vivek, maybe like a Vivek and Byron Donalds ticket. What do y'all think? Or Ron DeSanctimonious? Let me know. Talk to me. I'm taking Vivek all day, twice on Sunday. It's just that simple for me.
that. He's a great kid, smart. But he's running an issues campaign. Yeah. He's running an ideas-oriented campaign.
Right.
And I think people appreciate that. It's the exact opposite of DeSantis, which Kellyanne was the one who said to me, the trouble with donors is they give money first and then they talk to the candidate. To talk to the candidate first. You've had this story wired pretty damn well. But you see what I'm saying? I'm going to go to Trump on the issues in a second. But isn't that DeSantis' downfall? He's been running this. I know he declared a month ago, but he's been running for over a year and he still has no issues.
Well, you'll notice that Vivek's strategy has been not to go after President Trump on anything.
Yes.
And therefore, Trump has not gone after him. So he's avoided that firestorm.
Trump likes him.
And he is running an ideas campaign talking about what America is, and people like what he has to say. But with the DeSantis versus Trump situation, you know, Trump has done this before. He's been to New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. He's been to Georgia. He's been to Arizona. He's been on the campaign trail. There's unfinished business there. And DeSantis has had to start over. And even though the policies implemented in Florida as governor could absolutely be beneficial to the country, especially when you're running against Joe Biden, he has to start over and sell himself as a national candidate when he really is still at the state level. And so President Trump has the benefit of doing this again and having all that groundwork already ready to go and the infrastructure in place to have a different strategy, of course, in places like Pennsylvania and Michigan, Wisconsin, versus 2020, but he's been there before, and DeSantis is starting over.
I want to play one of the clips. I want to play a bit from the CNN town hall debate or whatever it was, because I think it was one of the turning points in the early stages of this campaign and helped knock DeSantis out completely. Can we play this CNN town hall clip? Here it comes. Please take a listen.
If elected president again, what is the first thing you would do to help bring down the cost to make things more affordable?
Oh, I
drill,
this.
baby, drill.
Yes, sir.
We have more liquid gold under our feet than any other nation. And these stupid fools ended it. We created the greatest economy in history. A big part of that economy was got you the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country, bigger than the Reagan cuts, bigger than any. And also, Caitlin, as you know, we got the biggest regulation and regulatory cuts. This place was rocking.
This place was rocking. I'm just saying, I don't know how 3.5.
He also had brought up, I believe in that same interview, how DeSantis was talking about him having 8 years to get something done. And Trump was like, wait, what? 8 years? Why would you even need 8 years? Which is facts. Why would you need 8 years to get something done, Mr. DeSantis? Trump was like, hey, give me 6 months. 6 months. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's definitely reasonable. Obviously, with the mountain of things that he's going to have to do, the executive orders that are going to have to be signed, right? Really, from day one, that he's going to have to go through and knock those out. And then you start getting to, the other things on top of that. yeah, 6 months is definitely reasonable and realistic in my humble opinion. But 8 years? It's gonna take you 8 years. You know how much stuff you can get done in 8 years? I mean, somebody do the math on that, but right, how many hours is that? It's gonna take you 8 years. Nah, nope. He already lost me, which I made no secret about that. Ron DeSantis lost me from the day that he launched his campaign. But yeah, 8 years. Gotta be kidding me.
5 million people saw it on CNN. God knows how many millions and millions saw it on YouTube and other places. What I'm suggesting is that was a brilliant answer, okay? He was at the top of his game. Not only did he get the energy dominance in drill, baby, drill, but he went tax cuts and regulatory cuts. You heard what the crowd started roaring for him. I think that will look back. That was a knockout blow, Mark Simone, right there, because of the issues grasp, his timing and presentation, and the fact that Republican and independent-leaning voters were with him.
Yeah, and also he's got something going for him. He's one of the few candidates who can make that kind of wild claim, and he's actually done it. He's done it. He's a proven success at that stuff. That's the difference between him and DeSantis. He's got a story to tell Donald Trump, and he's actually done it. DeSantis has done state-level stuff, never run a national economy, never run a foreign policy. And you got DeSantis with some credentials, no personality. You got Vivek with a ton of personality. I don't know about the credentials, but the personality is going to win this. And Trump's got it all, everything.
By the way, Vivek was a nationally ranked tennis player. That's a big plus for the presidency. Oh. I mean, I was just a little small college tennis player. Vivek really played the whole tour. But Kellyanne, going back to that CNN, now, if you look at Trump's speeches, even the Bedminster speech after the arraignment in Miami, okay? And that was a rough day for him, all right? He gets up there and gives, I thought, one of the best speeches of his career. And, of course, he tries to answer all the questions from the arraignment and the indictment. But he also had an economic segment in there. He had an energy segment in there. I mean, and he was very temperate. That, too, I think, was a knockout punch because nobody could duplicate that.
Larry, that town hall did away with Ron DeSantis and Chris Licht from CNN in one fell swoop. And by the way, what you saw in the town hall and just pointed out almost 2 months later is what many Americans saw. What the mainstream media got out of it was Trump just implicated himself on this, and what's her name who doesn't know the year something happened to her just benefited from that. What people heard was a former president who got us energy independence, the first time we were net exporters of natural gas and oil in our nation's history, vowing to do it again. Drill, baby, drill started with Newt Gingrich in about 2008, but you couldn't get John McCain to say it as nominee, couldn't get Mitt Romney to say it as nominee. You got Donald Trump to do it as president. One note on Vivek Ramaswamy, who I do know. He's running a great campaign, and he's kind of boxed out DeSantis's best calling card, which was the woke stuff. Vivek does it in a way where he's this never-ending TED Talk, and he basically stands up and says, I'm an Indian-American billionaire who is against affirmative action, as is the Supreme Court now, is against preferences, and he's ubiquitous. He's made himself ubiquitous. He's kind of a happy warrior. And unlike Mitt Romney, Vivek is very proud of his wealth and the American dream. Mitt Romney used to borrow somebody's khakis and parachute into the Midwest to give a speech.
And Katie, we don't have much
lives
time,
in the Midwest.
But I wanted to...
She made a great point there when she talked about Vivek boxing out Ron DeSantis on the anti-woke rhetoric, right? Vivek does it in such a way that it pulls you in. Ron DeSantis, not so much, right? And that's Ron DeSantis' calling card. Oh yeah, we're anti-woke, blah, blah, blah. But Vivek does it in such an elegant, very articulate way that Ron DeSantis has nothing left. Nah, 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 nah. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. And we got any rappers? I need one of y'all to make a goodbye Ron DeSantis song. He's out of there, coach.
Let's give you the last word on this. Vivek is like passing Pence. He's passing all these other candidates who've been around forever. I'll give you the last word.
Look, like I said, like him, he's talking about America and the way that a lot of people want to see it. They don't want to see people pitted against each other. I think people are really tired of being cut into groups like the left has done for so long. The Supreme Court, as Kellyanne mentioned, has decided that we are going to go back to the principles of the country and judge each other based on character, not on skin color. And he has brought that message to the forefront. And he's done it in a way that he can stay off of Trump's bad side while also rising in the polls. So we'll see where that takes him. But maybe Treasury Secretary.
Trump loves him.
And he's fun. He's a lot of fun. Trump's a lot of fun. DeSantis,
genuine.
no fun.
And by the way, they're all running against Biden. Eye on the prize, everyone. Biden has the job. He doesn't deserve the job.
Yeah, true, but no, we don't want DeSantis. DeSantis is done. He's out of there. The people have spoken. Mainstream media is finally getting it. Someone finally said it. DeSantis is a sinking ship. No matter how much money you throw at him, and we all know the establishment has thrown some money at Ron DeSantis. I've heard some numbers about how much money he's raised, and even here I think they said he's raised $20 million or something, which it's a lot of money. You know what I mean? That's a whole lot of money. Hey, if any one of y'all want to send me 20 mil, feel free. I will not stop you. Drop it on in, all right? Drop it on in. But all seriousness, no matter how much money the establishment tries to give this guy, it's not going to work. It's just not. The people have spoken, and we've spoken loud and clear, and now I'm so happy to hear mainstream media finally acknowledging what's been going on for months now. He's been sinking since day one. He was ahead of Trump at one point. Ahead of Trump. Then Trump started creeping up, right? Then they tied. They were around the same. Then Trump barely edged them out, right? And he's been sinking ever since, like a rock. And the fact that, for me also, he didn't come out and really make a stance against what's been happening to Uncle Trump, that was also something else that I was just like, nah. You're an establishment shill. You listen to what they tell you to do. They told you to sit back and be quiet. Don't really say a whole lot. And that's exactly what you did. If you were really about, anti-woke, anti-establishment, like you say, you would have been front and center in front of every camera, speaking in every mic, talking about how wrong they are for treating the former president of the United States of America, Uncle Trump, the way that they are treating him. But you didn't do that. And we all know why. Because your big donors told you not to. And now you'll pay the price. Have fun. Have fun in your retirement. I hope these next few years in Florida treats you well. Because your political career is done. It's done. It's cooked. It is over with. He might have a slight chance in 28 if he launches his campaign correctly. He might have a very slight chance. I'll give him a 20. I'll give him a 25% chance. How about that? How about that? And y'all can clip this. Y'all can clip this and save it. Do whatever you want to do. So in 2028, remember I said this. He's got about a 25% chance of winning in 28 or being the Republican nominee. 25. I'll give Vivek a 50. Right? Because of course we have to account for, anything could happen. I don't know. Somebody else could step up. Byron Donalds could step up to the forefront and really take a stance. Jim Jordan, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. Oh man. Crap. What's the funny senator, Republican senator? He's absolutely hilarious. He's super old. But he doesn't move like it or act like it or anything, but he's always making jokes. The guy that said call a crackhead. What is his name? I would vote for him for president. I want to say he's a senator from like Louisiana or something. I know y'all probably typing it in the comment section right now, and I can't think of his name. I can see his face. I love the guy. He's hilarious. I wish he was one of my uncles or something. I mean, I'm sure it's a good time at their family gatherings because he has like the last name of somebody else. It's either, oh man, yeah, I can't think of it. But you guys know who I'm talking about. He had the campaign ad that said "call a crackhead," and he said Joe Biden is as popular as Jock Itch. I can't even say that without laughing. Joe Biden is as popular as Jock Itch. The fact that this man had a campaign ad where you said, call a crackhead. Oh, man. Whoo. Anyway, I'd vote for him in 28. You know, if he's, you know, if God's willing and he's still healthy and kicking, I'd definitely vote for him for sure. For sure. Oh, man. That would be some funny stuff. But as always, y'all let me know your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.